Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a good old-fashioned get ready with me, but I'm also going to be trying some new products, and it is day 8 of my 45-ish days of foundation. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. This is the completed look. What do we think? I think it looks really nice, and I am filming this around 1:00 p.m. so I should be able to do a 12-hour check-in for sure around my lunchtime tonight, and if I'm able to, I will film as many as I can. Some of these products are repurchases, and then a lot of them are new, and I was so excited to try them out. So that's the plan. I filmed all of the footage of me getting ready, and then I'm also going to film when I go out here soon to run some errands. I'm going to be mailing the giveaway winner her package. I'm so excited for her to receive it, and I wanted to let you all know that that was for hitting the 100 subscriber mark. As soon as I can get to 500 subscribers, we will do another giveaway, and it will be a gift card. I'm not going to ruin the surprise yet, but it will be a really nice gift card for one of you lucky winners. And then once I get to 1,000 subscribers, we will do another giveaway. So those are my plans. Those are my goals. We will do it. We'll get there. Just hit that subscribe button. That's all you got to do. If you have any questions about anything I'm wearing, of course, just leave it in the comments. Any questions in general, you can always leave me a comment, and that will actually help my channel. It'll help YouTube push my videos. So the more we like, the more we subscribe, the more we comment, all those things, it really does make a difference. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Hope you enjoy. I am ready to play with some makeup. I already did my skincare. I already did my brows. And I've already primed my eyes, and I'm ready to actually get ready, but also play with some makeup. It's been a while. I've missed you guys, and let's just go ahead and get into it, okay? I always do my eyes first, and I've already had these on for quite a while, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take them off. But I wanted to give you an update on them. I'm pretty sure the brand is called Just Do, and this is the little tin it comes in. I have really enjoyed them. I feel like it's a really good investment because I like to put my eye serum or eye cream, whatever I'm going to use that day, and I'll put it on, and you can see the hydration and the moisture once I remove it. But it really holds all of that product there under your eye, and the silicone, it doesn't let it absorb as quickly. So it stays on longer and hydrates longer, which I think is really, really helpful. And I've really enjoyed it. I mean, my under eyes look super hydrated. I love it. The first thing I wanted to show you is the Too Faced Born This Way Cold Smolder Nudes Mini Eyeshadow Palette. This just released, I think last week. And I saw it on Sephora, but it's also on QVC, which is where I picked it up. And the reason I picked it up from QVC is because they had a couple other things on sale that I really wanted to try. And a lot of it was actually Too Faced. Alright, so I have already played with this a little bit. See, I used a little bit of this as an eyeliner the other day. And I used this shade and this shade. But I want to go ahead and swatch it for you. So I'll start with the matte shades, and then we'll do the shimmers. This is not a typical color story for me. Here are the mattes from deepest to lightest. And what I'll say is that these are very smooth. I was impressed with how smooth they are. Here are the shimmers. So here you go. Cold Smolder is the deepest shade. Then Driftwood, Earthy, Sparkle and Chill, Show Off, and Moonstone. Very pretty, and the mattes, as you can see, are very pigmented and they blend well. Look at this. Trying to get this swatch off, it's very pigmented. These are from Make Beauty, the multichromatic metal reflecting eyeshadows, and I have 3 shades. I have Glaze, this one is Quartz, and then Gleam. So I'm going to swatch these and show you guys. I'm thinking I might use the shade Quartz with this eyeshadow palette, but I might not even need to. We'll see. We'll see how those sparkles perform on my eyes. If I feel like I need to add something, I will. This is the shade Glaze. Look at this packaging. So you can see the Make Beauty right there. And then when you turn it around, it's gold. So you've got the white and the gold. Very, very pretty. And when you open it, you have a mirror. Very dirty already, but that is the shade Glaze. Let me swatch it for you. There's a video, you can look it up on Facebook or TikTok, I'm sure, of a girl that swatches it down her arm. I'm going to try that today. And she starts like up on her hand, and I know you can see my self tan. Just ignore it. She goes all the way down her hand like this, and it just keeps going. And I mean, definitely doing that. I feel like she probably had a huge amount on her finger. And it just keeps going because it's kind of stuck on my hand, but I can keep blending it down. Look at that. Very, very pretty. I love the formula. It is not a glitter. It's a nice metallic shade. And so you're not going to get like a ton of glitter sparkle, but you are going to get a reflective shine. So gorgeous. Again, that was Glaze. This is the one that I might use today because it goes with that palette really well. Any of these I think would work with that little palette. This is what quartz looks like in the pan. So again, look at that. It just keeps going. And they have so much pigment to them that you can use it as a one and done, kind of blend it, and you'll have your pigment and your color in the crease, but then you'll also have your shine. I mean, it is gorgeous. And there's so much on my hand still that I could keep going and swatching and keep blending it down. Here's Gleam in the pan. And it has more of a pink shift to it. Or, I shouldn't say a shift. It has a pink base. As you can see it going down my arm there. I would say Glaze is more of like a coppery champagne. And this is like a rose gold almost. A rose with a gold champagne reflect. And that is Gleam. I love this shade. It's very pretty. Now I have to figure out which one to use. If I'm going to use them or if I'm just going to stick with the palette today. Let me just go ahead and show you all of the new stuff that I'm going to use in this video. One of the things that I purchased from QVC was this Benefit Fan Fest Mascara Duo. I've already opened one and I've tried it. This is what it looks like in the packaging. And let me show you what the wand looks like. And I'll put pricing on screen for you guys so you can see. They did have a nice sale going on QVC. So I picked up the duo of that. And also the Too Faced Cloud Crush blushes were on sale for 21 Days of Beauty. I picked up the shade Head in the Clouds, which is one I already owned, but I dropped it and shattered it. One of those things where I knew I instantly wanted to repurchase because I would miss not having it in my collection. So I went ahead and repurchased Head in the Clouds. Got it on sale. We might use that, but we've got other blushes to try as well. We'll have to see what would go good with the eye look once we create the eye look and go from there. I got the new House Labs powder blush in Fire Moon. Here's what the packaging looks like. Very, very small. Might play with that. One more blush that I have to show you is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush Duo in Not Too Much. I have been using this religiously since I got it. It's such a good shade. It's very, it's not too much. I love it. And I will tell you, the first day that I wore it to work, I got a compliment from a coworker saying, I really like how your blush is not too much. And I was like, that's the name of it. All right, another new thing I've got is the Sephora contour powder in the shade light to medium. We will try that out today. This is a repurchase, the Westman Atelier Petite Face Trace Contour Stick in the shade Biscuit. I am almost out of mine, so I wanted to repurchase that. I repurchased my One Size On Till Dawn mattifying waterproof setting spray because I was almost out. Can't go without that. I also repurchased my MAC Studio Fix 12-Hour Shine Control Primer. It's one of my favorite primers ever. I repurchased my House Labs concealer because I was almost out of it and I can't go without that. I wanted to update you guys about the Benefit Precisely My Brow Detailer Pen. I had it in the shade 3.5. And if you watched the video where I tried this out, then you'll already know this, but it literally breaks so easily to the point that by the time I figured out how to use it and how much pressure to use to do my brows, it was empty. So it lasted like a week, and I'm not exaggerating. I mean, the spoolie still looks pretty much brand new. I got about a week out of it because every time I would use it and make hair-like strokes, it would end up breaking off and I would have to twist up more. So I like the product. I think it works really well when you can get it to work, but if you use too much pressure, and I'm talking, it's like a mechanical pencil, but even more fragile than that, I think. If you're not careful when you do your makeup, it would be a huge waste of money. So I can't suggest that. Another thing is today is going to be my day 8 foundation. So I'm going to do the L'Oreal Infallible, and I've got 2 shades. So that'll be my foundation we use, and brows are done, eyes are primed. Let's go ahead and create an eye look, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about what's going on. I know it seems like I have a lot of new stuff, but to be honest, I haven't been purchasing much recently because I feel like my collection's pretty complete. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about is normally I would film a Sephora savings event video to help you save some money, to give you some ideas of what I think is worth buying. But to be honest, everything in my cart right now for Sephora, I'm pretty sure I'll have to post a picture or a screenshot of it to show you, but pretty much everything in there is a repurchase that I just want to restock and save a little money on. There's not a lot of new products. The Huda Beauty new lip gloss, I am intrigued about that, and the Ole Henriksen lip gloss or lip treatment. I've heard really good things about that, and my lips have been a little on the dry side recently, so I'm thinking about adding those to cart. But other than that, there's just not a lot that is out, that is released, that I'm curious about. And then the Ulta sale. Don't even get me started on the Ulta sale. But, I mean, I'm going to get started on it. They've changed it so much that I can't even prepare a video to give you all my recommendations. Like, the way they have changed this event is awful. Whoever decided that in marketing, bad move. I do not like the way they're doing the sale now. I can't give you enough time to prepare, and it doesn't give me enough time to create a video. So I just feel like it was a really bad move. And I know a lot of people probably are feeling the same way. All right, let's create an eye look today. Do I want to use tapes? Yes, I do. My little AOA Studio eye tapes. And I always take one and cut it. The mirror in here is pretty nice, so I might use it. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to use the middle shade right here as my transition. Yeah, it's instantly showing up on the lid, so it is very pigmented and very dark for my transition, but that's okay. We can blend it out and soften it out. And you know what? It might end up surprising me with my eye color. It might look just fine. But yeah, talking about that Ulta sale, that really bums me out the way they've changed it. It used to be the 21 Days of Beauty, and they would release all of the deals early. I mean, you would know before the sale started what all was going to be on sale and when. Well, they started doing it to where they released the details like weekly. Well, the way I work 3 night shifts a week, sometimes 4. Like this week I'm working an extra shift. That doesn't give me enough time to go through everything, think about what I would suggest for you, film a video, and then edit it and get it up before the sale starts. And that doesn't give you all enough time to prepare your wish lists and stuff. So it's just like not even worth the hassle Not that it's a hassle. I love doing it. I'm just saying it's not worth it to go through all that and not give you enough time to fully prepare. So that's why I didn't film a video about the spring sales with Sephora and Ulta. Sephora is doing the same thing right now where they copy some of the items that Ulta has on sale so you can get them as well at Sephora for 50% off. That blended out really nicely. And then on April 5th, I believe, the Rouge members can go ahead and start the spring savings event at Sephora and get 20% off. And that's, sorry, I had a couple hairs there that I need to pluck. That is what I'm looking forward to do some restocking. Some of my favorite products. I think I'm going to leave that there for now. I'm going to add the lightest shade with the same brush. It's the BK Beauty 212. And I'm just going to put that a little bit higher, like right above the transition. It's not light enough to be a brow bone shade, but it's light enough to blend the edges of that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of blending the edges and softening it a little bit. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to use the Rose and Ben E28 brush and pick up that same transition shade on that. I'm going to pack it out here in the outer V because I don't want too much depth with this look. I just want a little bit out here. The deepest shade in this palette I'm actually going to use to smoke out as liner. So I'm just going to keep that right here in the outer V and then flick it out a little bit. Bring it up into my crease right here. What do you guys think about the Ulta sale changing the format? Like, I don't agree with it at all. I feel like even if you're not wanting to create content about the sale, you're also, if you're just a regular consumer, you're going to want to plan and budget what you want to buy. So you need more than a week to prepare sometimes. I don't know. I just feel like they're probably losing out on a lot of money because people are probably really frustrated with how they've changed it. And they're just like, forget it. Because that's kind of what I'm doing. I did purchase the KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation when they did that 50% off because I've always wanted to try it. But other than that, well, the Too Faced blush, but other than those two things, the only other day that I'm curious about is the 27th. They're going to have the Clinique, what's it called? Clinique Dramatically Different Hi-Fi Mascara, the one that's in the green tube. I'll put a picture of it on screen for you. They're going to have that and the ABH concealer, the Magic Touch. I have it in the shade 4, and the shade 4 is a little too light for me. So I'm going to get the shade 6, and hopefully that'll work on its own. But if not, I can mix in 4 with it. And that was a way for me to use what I have and not waste it. So, all right, I think that is good for now. I'm going to, of course, do a wing. I think I'm going to use the Sephora Collection eyeliner in Tiramisu, which is like a deep, deep brown. I'm going to use this in the waterline, but also I'll bring it up a little bit into the lash line. And we'll use a brush to smudge it out. That's good for now. Take this small little brush from BK Beauty, the 208, and I'm just going to use that to kind of move that liner around. Place it where I want it. Okay, Now I'm going to use the deepest shade in the palette and just lay that down on top of the liner. Now I'm going to take a brush called the 204, that same dark shade, and I'm just going to use this to smudge it a little more, make it a little more smoky, not so harsh. Okay. Now let's use some of these shimmers. Which ones do I want to use? Yeah, I want to use them all. So we've got one that's more of like a dark gray base and one that's more of like a brown base. Let's use the brown. These are very creamy feeling. So I feel like they're going to stick to the lid really well. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use the Make Beauty today. I'll probably just use this and use the Make Beauty another day, because they're more of like a one and done eye look, in my opinion. And that's what I want to do with it. I want to use it for one and done. I want to use the darker shade right here, out here, and just kind of marry those together right there. Just because I wanted to use as many shades as possible. Now I'm going to use the lightest shade, which is Moonstone. We're going to do that in the inner corner. And this one has more of a topper quality to it. Definitely has the sparkle. I like to bring it up a little bit. And then whatever's left, I'm just tapping it over top of the other shades to see if it does intensify. Yeah, it does. Very pretty. Let's take this off and look and see if we need to fix anything. Gorgeous. I'm very happy with that. And it didn't take hardly any time at all. Hardly any fallout. Mainly just in the inner corner from my finger touching it. I'm very happy with that. I'll do the other eye. We'll come back and play with some other new makeup. So far, I'm very happy with those eyeshadows. I will go ahead and warn you, if you're sensitive to smell, it does have that perfumey smell that Too Faced is known for their shadows. I don't know why they do that. It's stunning, but it does have that perfumey smell. I will say it's nice packaging. It's got cardboard on the outside, but the inside is like a hard plastic, and it does snap. So, do I think it's worth the money for 6 pans and the scent alone? Probably not, but I was curious to try it. I've only got one other Too Faced palette, and it's scented as well, and it's a more warm color story, so I just wanted to try something new. Am I disappointed with it? No. Do I think it's worth the money? No. Just being honest. To this day, I still would recommend ColourPop eyeshadows based off of formula and price. I don't think you can beat it. My number one pick for anybody that asks me what eyeshadow should I invest in, I would say ColourPop. I like to let my primer sit for a while, so we're going to go ahead and use the Benefit Fan Fest mascara. I have already tried this, and I have mixed feelings about it. I feel like it does a good job of separating my lashes and lengthening, but it doesn't give very much volume. I've already curled my lashes earlier, and I will tell you that I do have a little bit of fallout already, like glitter, but once I use the setting spray, it should be okay, and it should last all night long. I shouldn't have any issues with it, but I just wanted to let you know there is some glitter fallout. You know how sometimes you'll use a mascara and not be too impressed, and then after it sits for a little while, you like it more. I'm hoping that is the case with this. We will see. But just giving you my honest opinion, I don't think it's worth the price point. I did get it on sale, so I'm not mad about it. And it is usable. It's not terrible. I didn't experience any transfer or flaking. It's just not as like wowing to me as like the Fenty mascara. The Hella Thick is just can't be beat so far in my opinion. I will say I'm liking it better today than previous times I've used it, but I did 2 coats and I think it looks pretty decent. I will recurl them at the end maybe, possibly, we'll see. All right, the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation, up to 24 hours with sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 25. I have the shade 455 Natural Buff, but I also have the shade 420 True Beige to mix in because I believe this might be too dark on its own right now where I'm not freshly self-tanned. Color looks pretty good. Let's show you how it applies, shall we? I'm going to use something different. I've never used this brush for foundation before. It is the Rose & Ben C41. I usually use this for blush, but I just want to see how it blends foundation because there are no rules when it comes to makeup and how you apply it. And I actually already love it. It's so soft. And it's just spreading and blending really nicely. And what I do is I usually put that one little bit right there just to kind of shade match with my neck and make sure that it's going to work. And as you can see, it blended right in. So we are good with shade. Let's go ahead and apply a little more. We'll start on this side of my face. Let's go ahead. I like to use like stippling motions where I need a little bit more coverage, which right there I'm trying to cover my redness. Some old scars from acne, which I'm trying my best to stay on top of my kids about cleaning their face now while they're young so they don't have to go through that. But as you can see, that little bit gave nice coverage. It evened everything out. You see my freckles and like old acne scars here? Let's cover that up. The L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation is a lightweight, breathable, long wear foundation with up to 24 hours of wear. It has a buildable, transfer-resistant formula with a natural finish. It contains SPF 25 and is suitable for all skin types. It comes in 40 different shades and it is around $14 depending on which drugstore that you purchase it from. I love this brush for foundation. It's so soft. And it's nice and big, so it's easy to blend quickly. This foundation is really, really good. It's like if you're ever wanting to go to the drugstore and find a very reliable foundation for, I won't say cheap because drugstore is not cheap anymore. Nothing is cheap anymore. But if you want something that's going to be good and long lasting, that is more affordable, this is definitely an option. A really good option at that. And then the Maybelline Fit Me. The matte and poreless is my favorite for oily combination skin, but they also have a dewy version. What else? What else is good at the drugstore? Wet n Wild has a tinted hydrator that's really good. Of course, Catrice, but you can't find that at the drugstore anymore, which is a shame. You can only order it online, like Amazon or Catrice's website, but that is a phenomenal foundation. Both of them, the HD and the True Skin, both are really good. I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of blend it out, and then I'll use the other brush around my brows. C31 brush is this tiny little dense brush that you can use between your brows. And there's still quite a bit of product on my little palette here. So I like it that you can be very precise and not mess up your brows. I have a lot of people ask me how I do my eyes first, and it's because I have the right tools to make it work. Tools are a big part of a good face of makeup. I'm using my Stands Out sponge to take the leftover product and just kind of build up a little coverage on my cheeks, because that's where I tend to need the most coverage. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this or not, but you don't have to wet the Stands Out sponge. You can use it dry. I usually will take it and clean it before I start getting ready. And so by the time I'm getting ready and using it, it's like barely damp. That is my preferred way to use it. But it even says on the website and on the packaging, like, you don't have to wet it. You can use it dry. That is the foundation applied. It looks stunning as always. I do really enjoy that foundation. And yeah, it was time to use it in my however many days of foundation we're going to have, guys. It's probably over 50 at this point, to be honest. So, whoops. My Westman Atelier contour stick. As you can see, there is still some product in there. So what I like to do with this one, I'm going to take this e.l.f. nose contour brush and I'm going to dig in here and just get some of the product on the brush and then use it to contour my nose. And that way, I'm not wasting any product. There's still quite a bit of product there. You just can't use it to swipe right now. So just take it on your brush and use it like that. It's flushed with the container there, but there's still product in it. And I don't know how far down that goes. I don't want to waste this expensive contour. So I'm going to pack it on my brush, blend it out, and use it until I can't anymore. And I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. Don't ever just throw it away and think, oh, I can't use it anymore because I can't draw it on my face. No, get that product out. Don't waste it. I like to take it with this side and apply it, and then take the fluffier side to blend it. But I'm not going to blend a lot. I'm going to kind of leave it, and then we'll blend more once I do my concealer and stuff. But just kind of press it down. Get a nice soft nose contour going with that. This is my designated nose contour stick from Westman Atelier. I'll open the new one to use on my face. It's just stunning packaging. I used my Makeup by Mario brush for this. I'm going to use this side to apply it on the brush. You can just see it's so soft. It blends right into the skin. I don't even necessarily need to use another blending tool, but I will. I like to apply it with this side. I've been thinking about getting the shade Truffle because Biscuit works for me when I'm not freshly self-tanned, and you can build it up, so it does work for me. But I'm curious to see if Truffle, which is the next shade deeper, would work better for me in the summer especially. So these are $25 a piece. I will say the one I have lasted a long time, and I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever invest in the full size, to be honest. It's just so expensive, and products go bad sometimes before you can use them. So I just feel like the mini is where it's at. So I don't know, but I definitely want to try Truffle when I'm more tan. This is a beautiful contour shade though. It's cool. It's not too warm. And it just sculpts. That's what you want it to do. It does what it's supposed to do. I love it. I'm going to use the Patrick Ta blush because I feel like I don't want to go too warm and I don't want to go too cool either. So I feel like this will be perfect. And sometimes I'll use the powder first, like he says, but I think today I'm just going to use the cream first. And then I'll use the powder on top once I've set. So we're going to try it a little different than I've tried before today. I'm going to pack it into this brush on the other side and see the color. I packed the cream in there and now we're going to apply it. I've been doing this first and then applying concealer and then adding a little more if I need to. But for whatever reason, the color of this, when I use this first and then use concealer, I feel like the blush helps color correct the purple under my eyes. But you can see it's just very faint, not too much. I love it. And it is buildable, so you can build up the color. It's the perfect shade name. He knocked it out of the park with the shade, with the formula. This is my first ever Patrick Ta blush. I'm glad I waited until that shade came out. It's stunning. It's perfect for me. It's perfect for my skin tone, and I think it'll be perfect for a lot of people. I'm going to use my House Labs today because it's a repurchase and it's one of my favorite concealers ever. I have it in the shade 21 Light Medium Neutral. So what I've been doing recently, taking this concealer, I'll go down the side of my nose like that. And you want to make sure you get it all the way into your inner corner where your eyeshadow stops. All right, so I've got my line there, and then I'm going to take some down here, like that, like that. And then I'm just going to take a very small amount out here, and that's it. Brightening concealer brush. It's like this soft little paw, kitten paw is what I think it's called. It's literally so soft. It barely feels like you're touching your skin with it. It's so nice. Highly recommend you to try this brush out. Oh, I forgot to put any on my nose. Whoops. This is a phenomenal concealer brush, you guys. You really should try it out. I got mine at Ulta. If you're going to be doing any shopping at Ulta during this sale, try this. It's so good to just feather the concealer out and just tap. I hope you can see just how phenomenal this is. Look at that. You can see I haven't fully blended it. I just kind of spread it, and then I take the brush and tap to finish blending it right up to my nose contour there. Just tap it. That's all you have to do. And this brush does all the work for you in that concealer too. I mean, it's phenomenal. You can see it's still radiant under there. No creasing. I will use a sponge in just a minute to tap it out, but I kind of let it sit for a minute while I blend this side. The Real Techniques Miracle Concealer Sponge, 10 out of 10. I'm going to take it and press it. Make sure it's all pressed into the skin. Softest little sponge that I think I've ever felt. If you've tried the e.l.f. one, it's stiff compared to this. Like, considerably more stiff. This is so soft. Perfect size. I have one in my makeup bag that goes with me everywhere I go. So good. Take the flat side of it and then press it around my nose. For powder today, I'm going to use my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder Tone Up. It's the rose pink shade. We'll use this to brighten up my under eyes. And I'm going to take it on this little Amazon powder puff. I'll have to look, but I'm pretty sure, I'll put it on screen for you guys, but I'm pretty sure that I saw that this powder was now back in stock in a full size. If it is, I'll let you know. So you can see here, it's just a very light, like peachy pink color. I'm going to take the excess and tap it into the palm of my hand. You don't want too much powder. And what I like to do is go back with the brush now, whatever product's still on it, take it and make sure you've got all your creases buffed away under your eyes. For me, I have a little bit of creasing that happens right under the lash line, but I'm able to softly buff that out with a brush. Now we're going to set, and I always like to start with the powder out here because I don't want too much powder in the inner part of my eye. And just go up and back and up and back and keep pressing until all the powder is pressed in. After, before. It's so good, you guys. All right, that is the Laura Mercier powder on the Haus Labs concealer. I'm also going to go back into this blush now and add a little bit more of the cream. And there you can see it definitely builds. Stunning. I'm actually obsessed with this blush. So pretty. And we haven't even used the powder side yet. Because this is going to be on sale soon, I figured I would pull this out and use it to show you. The Dermablend Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. Very white and very finely milled. But don't be scared of how white it is. It's just going to set your makeup. It's not going to alter the color. So what I like to do is I like to take it and press it under here. And set under here really well. To smooth out my texture on my cheeks, but also kind of carve out a little bit. And what I'm doing is I'm starting at the tip of my ear here and going at a downward angle, and that is where I want to create that natural contour of my face. So I just kind of press that in and let it bake a little bit. Now I'll take a little bit of the powder and set like on my nose here, my chin. As you can see, that definitely sets and blurs your face really nicely. Whatever's left on here, I'm going to gently press over my blush and bronzer, or my blush and contour, but I don't want to set it too much right now because I have some other stuff to put on my face. I'm going to try the Sephora Contour in Light to Medium 02. I'm going to use my F14 from Shop Miss A for this. It's one of my favorite brushes to use for powder contour bronzer. And I'm going to pick some of this up. And it's very cool toned, so I'm not sure how it's going to work for me. We shall see. But I just want to use this to give a little contour to my cheeks. Okay. I'd say it's definitely doing that. It's giving some shadow, some depth. And then I'll take a little on the side of my nose just to set the cream. I quite like that. Okay. Not bad. But do I need to add bronzer? Yeah, maybe a little. I'll just use my Haley's Beauty Resculpt Smoothing Contour Powder. It's in the shade medium, but it's a little warmer, so it works as a bronzer as well. It's a really smoothing bronzer. Smooths out your texture. With the same brush, I'm going to go into the powder. You see how it has the protective thing that's covering the cream? Now I'm just taking the powder on the brush. We're going to set our blush with the powder. I love this blush, you guys. It's like the perfect neutral blush that you can wear with just about any eye look. Okay, perfect. It's like finishing touches. I'm going to take the Lawless powder. I haven't used this in a while. It's pretty new to me. The Lawless powder, it's perfecting talc-free powder, skin smoothing, it says. And it's got a little puff down here in a mirror, but it also came with this huge brush from QVC. It's the multi-use powder brush. I'm going to use the big fluffy side, and we're going to use it to further set down here and make sure everything's nice and set. Use it as like a finishing powder, basically. This brush is massive. Let's do lips first, and then I'll set. I'm going to use the ABH lip liner in Muted Mauve. Do I want to use this shade? You know what? Let me see if Deep Taupe would look better, which is more of a brown. It's a warm, like, rosy brown color. Very similar to Anywhere Caffeine from Makeup Forever. I feel like the formula of this lip liner is really, really good. And the shade is very similar. So if you've been wanting Anywhere Caffeine and you can't find it or it's sold out, or if you feel like this is on sale and it's a better deal, try this one. It's gonna go perfect with the lipstick that I chose. We're gonna use the Makeup by Mario Super Satin lipstick in the shade Flatiron. And I feel like this shade goes really good with the blush. On top of it, we're gonna use the NYX Duck Plump in the shade Bangin' Bear. This is what it looks like. So you know, this is a very pigmented gloss, and it's also very spicy. To set, we're going to open up this bad boy, my new one, because the other one is starting to spray out with like little droplets. That's what happens when it gets empty. Like, there's still product in there, which really bothers me because I want to use it all. The hoarder in me is like, don't throw it away, but it does. It starts to like give little water droplet marks on your face. So just out with the old, in with the new. Before I hop off here, I'm going to show you the Too Faced Born This Way Healthy Glow Foundation. This, I got it in the shade Warm Nude, and I feel like it'll work for me, but they had it on sale for $15 at Sephora, so I went ahead and picked it up. I couldn't pass it up. I figured we'll put this in the foundation reviews that I'm doing. So it's like drugstore prices at $15. So I went ahead and picked this up, and yeah, the KVD, we will use this as well. But okay, so the last thing that I do is my lower lash mascara, and then I'll curl my lashes one more time if I need to. But I always let my setting spray kind of sit for a minute. And I don't ever spray setting spray with lower lash mascara on, because I feel like you'll take a chance on transfer. So just spray your setting spray and then go in with your lower lash mascara. It's very rare for me to do lower lash eyeshadow because I feel like that just makes it even more glam. If I'm going somewhere and I want to look glam, then I will, but today I'm just running errands, and then I picked up an extra shift at work tonight, so there's no point in doing the most. We're just going to do what we need to do. So the last thing I'm going to do is curl my lashes, because I feel like that mascara just I don't know. That really helped. This is the completed look. It is almost 1 o'clock, so I will do as many check-ins as I can at work. Usually I can go and take a little break around midnight, so we'll have about a 12-hour check-in for sure. And depending on how busy I am, depends on how many check-ins I can do for you guys. But this is the completed look. Everything looks really good. I'm going to take you guys along with me to go ship my giveaway winner her package. So I'm very excited. Let's go ahead and begin the wear test. Hey guys, it's me. I'm back. It is the 2.5-hour check-in, roughly. I'm here at the post office. I just mailed my giveaway winner her package, and I'm just blown away. I thought for sure I was going to be paying like $50 or more in shipping. The box is freaking heavy, but it was only $18.70. I was so surprised by that. Also, I wanted a quick note. The lady in there said my eyeshadow looked really pretty. It made me feel so good. I said, well, just so you know, I started a YouTube channel, and that's what I do. I focus on beauty, and I love sharing my techniques and everything I've learned through the years and what I think looks good. And she's like, oh, that's really exciting. I said, yeah, this is actually my first ever giveaway. I hope you enjoy everything. This foundation gives me like a lit from within, like that glow from within. And I really do enjoy that. However, it's one of those foundations that I have to blot throughout the night, or my texture will show a lot. So just something that I wanted to note. If you are similar to me and have texture, combination oily skin, it's a foundation you have to blot, but it does wear well. It doesn't break apart. It's a really nice foundation. So just wanted to give you this little update. I'm gonna go finish my errands and get the kids food, go to work, and I will see you at whatever check-in is next. And I'm sure I'll be looking a little bit more tired than I am right now, because I've been up since 7 a.m. and I gotta work all night. So I'll be up for over 24 hours by the time I get off. I don't know why I do that to myself, but I just do. Don't ask questions. See you soon. This is like my 12-hour check-in. It's almost 1 a.m. and I just wanted to come in here into the bathroom and show you what it's looking like. So you can see my oils start to come through in my T-zone. And you can see the texture and stuff, but all I have to do is either take tissue or my little sponge and I can blot. Use this to press down, and then I can take, like, let me show you what I keep in my pocket. It's the pure pressed powder, and I just use this to blot, and it'll help just smooth everything back out. That's what I do. And that's how I make foundations last. So again, this is the 12-hour-ish check-in, and it's very busy here tonight, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do any more check-ins. I'll try. If not, I'll at least do the very end of my shift, which is around 7 a.m. So that's all for now. See you soon. It's about 3:30, so this is about 14 hours in the L'Oreal Available Freshwear. I've definitely started to get a little bit cakey from powdering and blotting through the night. I'm definitely a lot more sleepy, but other than that, as you can see, it starts to get a little funky around my nose, but most foundations do at this point. I've just been putting the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm on as my lip gloss ever since my lipstick faded earlier. But for being very, very tired and wearing a foundation for freaking 14 hours already, I think it's holding up pretty well. What do y'all think? I think it's a really good option. I'm loving it. I feel like it's very lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel like you're wearing anything at all. Right now, I do feel like I'm wearing makeup because of the powder, but that's not the foundation's fault. I just have to powder in order to keep the shine down. So, all right, That's my 14-hour check-in.